Lately, I've been thinking, are the puppet strings in my blind spot? Most of you rappers are livestock in somebody's pocket like iPods. iPhones, I know, guess I'm not the market. I was born pretty good, Charlotte. Not trendy to know my jargon. Feeling old like I don't get caught.
What's up, everybody? I'm Skulls, and today we're going to be reacting to Brainwashed by Macdonald. I haven't posted a reaction in a while. That's mainly because I got married. I know there's a lot of people that know that already, and for the ones that have congratulated me, thank you so much. I'm very lucky, but I missed a bunch of Tom's stuff. Judging by the titles of the songs, they sound like stuff up my alley, so I personally just wanted to dive into it and kind of catch up. I'm going to go out on a limb and predict this song's a lot about the media, how the media pushes a narrative rather than giving facts and letting you decide what the narrative is. Personally, me, I've had a huge problem with the media. I think they are probably our biggest threat domestically in this country. I think they lean one way, left, and I find it frustrating because they do it at the expense of actually arguing against good arguments. They'll pick out the worst arguments and then attack them and then make you feel stupid for agreeing with it. And it's like, no matter what you believe in, there's always a bad side of the argument. And what we should be doing, especially the media, is they should be giving a platform for the two best representatives of ideas to come together and debate it in a respectful way. But instead, it's usually just throwing mouthpieces on screen and having them regurgitate nonsense or attack people in a facetious or arrogant way. And by the end of the very short conversations they have about very complicated issues, nothing's resolved, no one's wiser, no one's smarter, and we're just in the same place, but angrier. And it almost feels deliberate after a while. But anyways, that's my prediction of the song. I'm really curious what he thinks, because it seems like Tom's more libertarian, and I am kind of steering in that direction more and more as time passes. I'm just tired of the government being this club that we beat each other over the head with. I would rather the government protect our rights and allow us to figure out on our own as a culture what we value. But anyways, excited to hear what Tom has to say about this. I'm just gonna hop right in.
The country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity gossip, popular neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our...
Yeah, I like that right off the back. He's pointing out that they have us discussing very stupid issues. They're not deep enough. They're just superficial arguments that keep us distracted from actually solving the issue, because we're just fighting each other at that point. We're not actually looking at the issue, we're looking at each other. The best solutions come from compromise.
Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak.
I'd like to go back to the lines about our veterans and Caitlyn Jenner. We're too focused on things that are kind of trivial in the grand scheme of things, like sexuality. It's like sex is sex, and your sexual preference isn't really important. At least not to me. Like, I don't care if you like guys, girls, both, whatever. It's not important at the end of the day. No one's going to remember you for your sexual preference. People are going to remember you for what you did for others. It's a little weird how fixated we become on sexual preference over things that really, really matter, like what you can do for your country. I don't know. I mean, I just look around and I don't see a lot of people caring about people's sexual preferences. Most of the people I've talked to that talk about Caitlyn Jenner, it's like, okay, who cares? Like, moving on. Like, why is this such a big story? It's not proportionate to what's actually like going on out there. And that's part of that media narrative where it's like, these issues aren't as big as you're making them, so it seems like it's a distraction method.
Propaganda from these clowns, only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world, the only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard them claiming if I want...
I mean, that was all true. I'm going to run it back and talk about each line.
It doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer through their teeth. Like, Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And
I mean, that one's pretty self-explanatory. That one's pretty obvious. If you listen to the FDA, they're just kind of full of shit and they only answer to themselves. I mean, a lot of the foods that are FDA approved and the preservatives in them, they actually cause issues that their drugs can fix. So it's like this weird self-sustaining economy that they've created of, hey, we will keep you alive with our food, and then we will keep you alive with our drugs once the food does enough damage to you. Like, if the FDA really wanted to help you, they would realize that the food is preventative. The FDA has done so much bad. I mean, like, they're what steered people away from eggs in the morning for breakfast towards cereal. And they said it without any evidence that the cholesterol in the eggs were actually bad for you. And they didn't differentiate the HDL and the LDL. So they basically pushed the entire country towards a breakfast that had no nutrition in it and was completely bad for them. And that's just one of the examples of how the FDA has done terrible.
like, Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world, the only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist.
Thank you. Basically what I was saying at the beginning of the song.
Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets.
The whole world's brainwashed.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
How did monkeys become people and people to...
I mean, I feel like that's how most people feel in general about this anyways. But it's really funny because a lot of them don't act like it. And most of the time it's because they're manipulated by the news. The news riles them up, they get angry, then they go out and they yell at you like they're going to change your mind, and the only thing that does is burn more bridges. And that's a funny thing too, is a lot of people actually talk about the people they listen to. And then they're like, oh, if you like that person or you listen to that person, they're like, you're an idiot, I can't listen to you. But if you actually took the people out and you didn't actually reference political representatives or certain idealists, then you would be able to actually have the conversation on the merit of the topic. And once you get over that, then you can just talk about the problem and you can look for a solution without it getting tribal. Of course, that's not everyone. That's just a lot of the people that I've talked to in the past. And if you watch the news, we seem so divided. If you go out and actually talk to people, people are reasonable. People are cool. Don't let them brainwash you.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe. Cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news.
I mean, they say everything's for our safety, but you're making us unhealthy. And cigarettes are a product of capitalism, not the government. But the government isn't doing anything to stop that. Not that I'm saying they should, but they say that they do things for our health and our safety. But all this stuff is making us weaker, and it's made us more vulnerable to viruses. If you really wanted to help us, you would be more proactive. You would get people on the news to talk about why this virus is so bad, and it's because of chronic illness. I don't know how many of you know this about me, but I am a certified personal trainer, and one of the first things I learned in the book that I read for school was that chronic illness, most cases of it, are preventable. Like 80% of them are considered preventable. And those are the things that are leaving people vulnerable for this virus. Diabetes, heart disease, cancer. It's like, why aren't we doing things as a country in terms of our food, drugs, like cigarettes? Why aren't we doing things to hedge against that so we can be healthier? Because at the end of the day, the simple truth is, if we were healthier as a nation, this virus wouldn't be as deadly as it is.
for us, I find it hard to believe, cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life, cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rapper.
Yep, nope, that's absolutely right. I've been listening to a lot of Edward Snowden lately. And after listening to him, like, how could you not believe that this is about social control for them? Like, they don't care about your safety. They want to control you. They want to know everything about you, even things they have no right knowing. And they hoard all that information and they just keep it in a little box. And the minute you're out of line, they can use it against you.
Your life, cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the
Oh, let me hear that one again.
rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust.
Yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right. For a long time, I've been more concerned with domestic terrorism than foreign terrorism. Probably since 9/11. I think this domestic terrorism thing has really skyrocketed since the Patriot Act, which was passed by Bush, a Republican. And it's like, that was the most anti-freedom act, I mean, in my lifetime. I mean, Obama reversed it. Although I don't think it was due to his kind heart. I think it was due to public pressure. But he reversed that with the Freedoms Act. But it's clear as day that Snowden exposed that they want to keep us in the dark. They don't want us to know. Because if they were in favor of the public would know what they're doing.
The president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the...
I think I've said this in the past too. It's like, I think you should be allowed on social media to say whatever you want. Even if it's horrible shit, I would rather everything be out in the open where we can talk about things. And if someone says something stupid enough, culture's going to shut it down. We don't need the government to shut it down. We don't need Jack Dorsey or Mark Zuckerberg to shut it down for us. We can do that ourselves.
Kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why would you
I've
be
been saying that forever, man. Like, why would you give up your means of protection against a supposedly racist and violent police force?
You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun? White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets.
The whole world's brainwashed.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3,
Oh, hold on. I just want to go back real quick.
watch.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4.
Yeah, that was something that happened recently, too. A teacher got fired. I wish I could remember where. But the teacher got fired for basically giving a whole anti-Trump speech in class and then telling the kids that you're probably smarter than your parents. And a student caught it on camera and got her fired, which is great. If you're a teacher, what you should be doing is teaching them how to think, not what to think. This is pretty basic stuff. We really need to keep radicals out of the school system.
Indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash
That was Brainwashed by Tom Macdonald. I really liked everything he had to say in that song. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think the media has been a giant problem for how we talk to each other. And if we can't talk to each other, we're just going to fight each other. Talking with each other is the only thing that separates us from animals. The minute we stop talking to each other, we're animals. But I definitely liked the song. I feel like it was kind of a not as good version of Snowflakes. Like the lyrics in this one were a little bit more obvious and self-evident than Snowflakes. Snowflakes had a lot of great one-liners in it. But regardless, I have a huge amount of respect for Tom. There's so many rappers talking about nonsense and garbage. More artists need to take a page from Tom and actually talk about things that matter and mitigate the divide in our country. But that's the video. I appreciate you guys dropping in and hanging out with me. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up button. It helps out the channel a lot. Helps it reach more people. And drop a comment below. I'd really like to hear what you guys think I should react to next. Different artists, different types of music. I'll listen to pretty much anything. But thanks again, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.